Hey guys, just before we get to today's clip, just a quick reminder for all Serie A fans in the UK and Ireland, you can now stream every single match live on OneFootball. No matter which team you're backing, OneFootball's got you covered. You can watch via the OneFootball app on your phone or connected TVs from Apple TV, Google TV, Samsung, LG, and Fire TV, or on the website tv.onefootball. And what's even better is that you can choose how you watch it. You can grab a team or a season pass to watch all the matches until the end of the season, or just the ones from your favourite club. There's also a match day pass for £9.99 to watch all the weekend's games, or a single match on pay-per-view for £4.99. And yeah, if you missed a live game, you'll still get access to all the match highlights too. So if Serie A is your thing, OneFootball is where it's at. We'll have a link in the description of the episode for you to buy your preferred stream.
Welcome to the Italian Football Podcast.
Let's move to Italy, the Italy national team. Now, massive week ahead for Italy in World Cup qualifying starts for them. On Friday, they play against Norway in Group I of UEFA Qualification. Friday at 20:45 CET in Oslo, away in Norway. We'll start off with the team news, and then we'll come on to the really huge talking point about Acerbi and Spalletti. So Spalletti's he initially named a 27-man squad. Now, quite a few of these players have pulled out. I'll read out the squad. So it's Donnarumma, Meret, Vicario. Vicario has been replaced by Carnesecchi. Then the defence is Acerbi, who refused to call up, Bastoni, Buongiorno, who's been replaced by Luca Ranieri, Cambiasso, Coppola, Di Lorenzo, Di Marco, Gabbia, Gatti, Udogi, Zappacosta. In the midfielders, Barella, Casadei, Frattesi, Locatelli, Ricci, Rovella, Tonali. In the forwards, Moise Kean, Lorenzo Luca, Maldini, Orsolini, Raspadori, and Retegui. So the other big news really in terms of call-ups was Gabbia's back for the first time since October. Return for Zappacosta as well after some time out. Locatelli is back for just the second time this season, and Orsolini is also back in place of Zaccagni, and also a maiden call-up for Coppola as well, and I think for Ranieri as well. I think it's his first call-up as well. He came in as a replacement. The Norway squad is, well, the key players to look out for in the Norway squad are the two giants in attack, Haaland and Sorloth, Strand Larsen from Wolves, and then the midfield, some big players there as well. Odegaard from Arsenal, Antonio Nusa from Leipzig, of course, and also Schjelderup from Benfica. So they do certainly have some talent. Probable 11s, right? So Norway will play a 4-4-2. It will be Nyland in goal. Then it will be Ryerson, Ayer, Ostergaard, and Wolf in defence. Odegaard, Berger, Berg, Schjelderup in midfield, and then Haaland and Sorloth, the Twin Towers, in attack. And then Italy, we're assuming it's going to be a 3-5-2. They've got all kinds of problems in defence, which we'll talk about in a bit. Donnarumma in goal. Then we're looking at Di Lorenzo and Bastoni for sure. Who's going to play in the centre of the back three is the big question mark. We'll discuss that in a bit because I really don't know. And then the wing-backs, Cambiasso, probably Udogi after Di Marco's horror show, but we Udogi or Di Marco at the wing-backs. And then Barella, Ricci and Tonali should be the midfield three. And then up front, we're probably looking at Retegui and Kean in attack, or a Frattesi or a Raspadori if we want to play a more of a support attacking role. So let's get straight to it, Nima. The biggest talking point. And this lends itself to a bigger question. Does Luciano Spalletti risk the sack if Italy lose this game to Norway? And I think he does. I think he does, because this Francesco Acerbi controversy, I think it doesn't reflect well on Spalletti at all. It suggests to me he's not really fully in control, or he doesn't have fully the respect of everyone in that squad. So Acerbi basically has refused a call-up from a recall from Spalletti for this matches. And he put out a post, a social media post, Acerbi, basically saying that there's a lack of respect. I'll read out the quotes from Acerbi. He says, after deep consideration, I've informed the coach today that I will not accept the call to join the national team. It's not a choice I took lightly because wearing the Azzurri shirt has always been an honour and pride, a source of pride for me. However, in light of recent events, the conditions to continue on this journey do not exist at the moment. I'm not looking for excuses or favours. I demand respect. And if this respect is lacking on the part of those who should lead the group, then I prefer to step aside. Now, what he's referring to is a few months ago, there was a big, when Acerbi was in great form, there was a big call from the Italian public and from the media that you need to recall Acerbi. Acerbi has been out of the group since before Euro 2024, and when he missed the Euros because of injury. And people were saying, look, he's got to come back because we're playing against Erling Haaland. In Norway, this game is a must-win game. If Italy lose this game, they're probably going to be in the playoffs. Already, we can say that, and at best in the playoffs. And we're saying, look, Acerbi's done a great job against Haaland already, and probably was Italy's best performing defender at that time. And Spalletti replied basically saying, well, we've got lots of other great defenders, and I need to look to the future. That was basically what he said. And
Which is the dumbest thing you could have said, and there was no need.
I said it at the time. I said that's a stupid thing to say.
There's a stupid thing to say. There was no need to say it because you burned your bridge with Acerbi. Now you've called him back up. I mean, this is what Spalletti does. He does have a knack for putting his foot in his mouth, and you can't do that as a national team coach, or you can't do that at all. But you can do so much less as a national team coach because you can't bring in other players. You can't buy players, and
he didn't even need to answer that question. All he had to say was, Acerbi's playing fantastically well, brilliant. Let's see. We'll see. Let's see in 2 months' time. That's all he had to say.
No, it's a scelta. You could have just said scelta tecnica. Right now, I'm more comfortable with these guys because I want them. I think they're more. They give me more what I want right now. But Acerbi is a fantastic player. Who knows what happens in the future? I haven't closed the door on anyone. Do you know what I mean? Something diplomatic. But Spalletti isn't sometimes very diplomatic. He can put both feet in his mouth, and he did it here. And now he's called Acerbi up, and Acerbi's done this, and this is again. This is all of Spalletti's making.
And Scamacca, I don't know if anybody else is. Scamacca liked the post. I mean, for me, and that's worrying for me, because that suggests to me that there isn't full respect, and he doesn't have full control of this group. Already hints of that in the Euros. Like, there was so many stories coming out of the camp that the spirit in the camp was bad, that there was a bit of a rebellion. Some players were demanding they play a back three. The Interblock were demanding a back three. Other players, or not just the Inter players, but other players as well, weren't fully behind Spalletti. They didn't like some of the things he was doing. So there's already that. So now you see this, and I just think it reflects really badly. It doesn't look like, it makes him look like he's not in control.
And now there's no Antonio Conte to save them. But I wonder, I mean, if they lose and this thing with Simone Inzaghi drags on, I wonder if Inzaghi doesn't end up being the coach of it.
Go for Inzaghi. Go for him. He plays a back three as well. I mean, and that's the difference. He knows how to play a back three, which Spalletti doesn't. And I think if Italy lose this game to Norway, this is, first of all, let's be clear how important this game is to Italy, right? Norway won their first 2 games of the group, and they have a +7 goal difference. So they're starting 6 points ahead of Italy, who are playing their first game of the group. There's only 5 teams in the group, so there's only 8 games in total. Now, given the other minnows in this group, and Norway have won the only other, I'm not even going to call it a difficult game, it wasn't. It's the only other kind of mid-opponent in this group that Norway won away from home, right? So they played their other hard away game. Given their goal difference, if Norway win this game, basically Norway will win every other game. That's a guarantee up until the final game of the group, which is Italy against Norway in Italy. So Italy will have to win every single game of the group up until that final game. It's decided on goal difference, who comes top. Only the top team qualifies for the World Cup. The others go to a very perilous one-legged semi-final and final, where you could be playing away in the final if you make it there. Italy will have to win every single game of the group, and they will have to beat Norway in the last game, and they will have to have a better goal difference than Norway. So they're going to have to get some big wins along the way as well. So they're going to have to have absolute perfection to qualify. And I don't back this Italy against Norway with Spalletti with the way things are standard to do that. So this is a huge game for Italy. So that's the situation. If Italy were to lose to Norway, I think that the pressure on Spalletti is going to be unbearable. And I know Gravina is going to want to protect him because he's his man, the politics of it, and it reflects badly on Gravina. But yeah, I think surely he has to, Nima, Spalletti has to go if Italy lose this game to Norway.
And if Italy lose this game and they deliver a bad performance and it looks the way there's more of this negativity, he has to go. You can't continue. You need to have something there. Give someone at least a year to try to finish second and get through via the qualification route and build something. But if he loses to Norway, I think you have to move on. You have to move on. You just simply have to move on because you can't risk missing a third World Cup in a row.
No.
I mean, come on.
But, regardless of what happens in this game, even if we get a draw or a win, which will put us in a good position to qualify for first place, I have to say I'm worried about Italy going into this World Cup. I don't like what I'm seeing on and off the pitch. On the pitch, I don't like what I'm seeing because I just think it's been too long now using this back three. I just don't think Spalletti knows how to use a back three. I'm not saying we don't have the players for it because we do have players that most of the teams in Italy are playing back threes now. To be honest with you, I just don't think he knows. He's just not a back three coach. If you don't know how to use it, there's no point in using it. You might as well go to a back four, or we get rid of him because I don't think. And then off the pitch, I don't like what I'm seeing. I don't feel like he's a coach that's in control of the situation, and this proves it. This Acerbi situation proves it. That this would not happen under another coach, and if it did happen, you've got a coach that would be able to take control of the situation. And I don't feel like he's I don't think he is able to. I don't think he has the personality. I don't like what I'm seeing. I don't. Even if we win this game against Norway, I don't feel confident. Even if we qualify for the World Cup, us going into that World Cup with Spalletti, I just don't like what I'm seeing. I don't.
No, I agree. I've got really nothing more to add because I agree with everything you said. I don't like where this is going. I don't like the mood. I don't like how he's handling things. I don't like how he seems to create problems where there should be none. And yeah, it's not looking good at all.
Just to this game though, Nima, who do we play at centre back? Who plays centre back? Because we have no Calafiori, we have no Buongiorno, we now have no Acerbi. We know it's going to be Di Lorenzo on right centre back, and we know it's going to be Bastoni left centre back. Who the hell plays centre back? I mean, the options are. Let me read out the options for you. Where's the squad? So the options are Gabbia, Ranieri, Coppola.
I'd rather play Coppola.
Or Gatti. Sorry, Gatti as well.
Yeah, probably Gatti.
Gatti hasn't played for how long has he not played for? Like 6 weeks. He's played a few minutes in the space of 6 weeks. He's going into this game completely unfit. Gabbia. I mean, Ranieri. You can't play Ranieri or Coppola for their debut in a game like this.
Yeah, against Haaland.
I guess Buffon did in a Russia big deal. If you're good enough, you're good enough. But yeah, I'm not feeling good ahead of this game. I'm not feeling good. Inter players all coming off that hammering as well. Like, what's their mood going to be like? Oh God, why is it so depressing being an Italy fan?
No, but it's not looking good. But at the same time, I'd probably go with Gatti because of the experience. Compared to the rest of them, he has the experience. And I think in this situation, you have to kind of do that. But Gabbia, to me, scares the shit out of me in that situation.
Yeah, and Haaland and Odegaard, Haaland and Sloth, as I call him, they are two giants. They're like 6'5". They win everything. Well, that Sloth in the air is a monster in the air.
Solo,
yeah. Sloth. I like calling him Sloth. Right, prediction times.
But I
think
look
we're
at the
gonna-
squad generally, and I just feel that if you have a coach that knows how to play a 3-5-2, this is actually a good team. They can do something in the World Cup. The problem is I just don't think Spalletti knows what he's doing here. And the
Predictions
fact
for
that
this match. Predictions for this
Yeah.
match. Come on, what we got? I'm going to be positive, and I'm going to say a draw. Positive draw.
Yeah, I don't see Italy winning this.
Mm.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I'll be delighted with a draw. I'll be delighted.
I think a draw is worth, like, that would put Italy in a somewhat good position, and it would kind of change the narrative a bit. But I wouldn't be surprised if Italy lost. Let me put it to you that way.
Yeah, draw. I'm gonna go for a draw. Right, let's finish off with Baggio, Premface, and Serie A's of the week.